Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing great. Today we'll be looking into this simple pattern and learn how we print these type of patterns. So let's get into it. Here our first term is 2 and here it's 22. Suppose if we have a number n and it is set to 2, then this can be our first term, right? Then our second term is 22 and so on, right? So how can we achieve this increment of digits? The tricky part lies here only. How we increase the decimal place of a number. Suppose if we have a number 3, how can we increase the decimal place by 1? We can do is we can multiply 10 to it. Then it will become 30, right? If it's 1, we multiply it by 10, it becomes 10. This is how we increase the place by 1. Here also what we'll do is we'll multiply n by 10. But this is not 20, this is 22. But then what we can do here is we can add, right? Then we will get 22. But you can see here, if I write this equation, then this 22 and this also becomes 22. Let me show the next step. Okay, 22 into 10 and this also becomes 22, which will be 242, and we don't want that. Okay, so what we will do here is we will initialize a new variable, okay, which will store each terms. So first line of my code will be n equals to any number, say 2. The next line will be called variable terms, or I can also say just t. Okay, I will set this to 0. What I want to do is I want to find the term of this series. First term I have set it to 0. My first term will be into 10 plus n. Okay, if I will run a loop for the first time, what it will give? It will give 0 into 10 plus 2, which will be 2. Okay, let me write the terms here. Okay, after next iteration, let me erase this. In next iteration I will get, since t is 2, right, t is 2, it will be, and n is still 2, so this will become 22. We got our next term 22, and similarly I will get, wait a second, and similarly I will get 22 into 10 plus 2, that is 222. Okay, that's how we get our pattern. Okay, but this is not the only question. Okay, we need to do more to it. We need to add it and find its sum. Okay, how we can do that? Okay, I am going to initialize another variable called sum t, and I have set it to 0. Now what will I do is I am going to add the terms at each iteration. Okay, at first iteration my t was 2. What I will do is I am going to add it and store it in this variable. So this will be my equation. At first our sum t is 0, right? 0 and t is 2. So our sum t will be 2. At next iteration, our t becomes 22, right? T becomes 22. So our sum t will be, our sum t is 2 for now, and I have added 22 to it. That gives us 24. So that's how I'm going to store our values, right? So let's try to complete our code. Here I have initialized all the variables I need. Now I'll be using a for loop. Okay, for I in range, and I want 2 plus 22. I want 5 terms. Okay, so for 5 terms we will be going up to 5, right? And our t will be equal to t into 10 plus n, right? And our sum will be equal to this. I have used shorthand operator, will be equals to t. Now what I will do is, we need to print these terms, right? So I'll be printing it. T, and I will use a plus here, and I will end it with a thing. This may seem a simple code, but here is something fishy behind it. What is it? Suppose we are running this code. Okay, so what will be our result? We are printing t, then plus 22, and then plus. We will go up to 5th term, and we will get plus again. We don't want this plus, we want equals to. Okay, so what we are going to do is, we will go up to 4th term only, and then we are going to handle the last term when this condition gets false. Okay, so let me edit the code. Here I am changing this value to 4. Now when this condition gets false, that means when I gets equal to 4, then what I will do is, I will use a else clause for this for loop. Okay, else what I will do is, now I am handling the last term. I will do the same things I did here. I will say this is the last term. Okay, I will say t is equal to t times 10 plus n. Similarly, sum t is this. Now what we are going to print here is, we are going to print, first we will print t, and then we will print equals here. Okay, and then we are going to print our sum. We will print our sum. So this is our complete code. Let's try to run it. So this is our code on VS Code. Let's execute it. You can see we have got the correct answer. Here I can do this also. I can add a space here, and then okay, see, we got our correct answer. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something from it. Remember to keep practicing. I'll see you in the next one.